Guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I'm glad that you guys are tuning in. If you guys are watching, make sure you guys hit that like button, as it does help the channel grow. And hey, let me know what type of content you guys are looking for. I know that I vary a lot and that I go back and forth, but again, I'm just having fun with it. Today I have another guest that, luckily I always like to meet strangers and make them my friends. And well, this individual did respond to my message and gladly was able to come on the podcast. Yeah, so I thank you again.
Yeah, man.
Jarvis, man, how are you?
Doing good, bro. Appreciate you for having me, man. I really do, bro.
No, yeah, and I'm always appreciative of people that I can message and they're like yeah, of course.
Yeah, man. Why not?
Because I feel like it's always a challenge because everybody wants to I know everybody wants to influence, right? That's good.
Yeah.
But then let's say you have 100,000 followers and you're not gonna just send me a cordial message I can at this time and stuff like that. Yeah. I feel like we're all clout chasing.
True.
At some point. Yeah. Where are you from, Jarvis?
I'm from a little town in Rayford, North Carolina. Closest neighbor side, like I said, is Fayetteville. A lot of people know that because J. Cole, that's where you're from and stuff. But Rayford, North Carolina, a little small country town, bro.
Did J. Cole have a big influence around there? Were you
well, obviously J. Cole's a little older than me. Musically wise, yes, of course. Because he's definitely put that area on the map for sure. Me personally, yeah, he definitely had some influence on me for sure. Just because it shows that people from unknown smaller places can get recognition. When you just kind of pushing the envelope.
How long you live in Ray for?
Like I said, I've been down here for 2.5 years now. So I'm 22 now. So ever since I was 20, for 20 years, basically. Yeah.
Damn. But what pushed you to get out of that town, and how much courage does it take? Because do you have family members down here? Or?
I do. I do have aunts. I have aunts and uncles down here. Friends, of course, who like lifelong friends, decade friendships.
They all came down here to Charlotte?
Yes, I wasn't down here by myself at all. I know, the reason why I left really was because, like I said, I always have love for my hometown. It really made me the guy that I am today. Especially my humility and stuff, I really think has a lot to do with where I came from. Okay. Because you just have to be willing to help people, have a helping hand. Everybody has their own unique situation. But
what do you mean by that?
As far as example, say for instance, something would happen to my car and I fell in the ditch. You got to know somebody that has a truck, and that person has to be generous enough to come get you out of the ditch. You know what I'm saying? So that was the type of relationships that was applied from where I was from. People were willing to help each other, and everybody knew each other, and it wasn't one thing I noticed when I first moved up here is people are kind of scared to actually talk to each other, or if we're walking on the street, they're afraid to at least give you a nod. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, a nod is just a good sign of respect. I don't mean no harm to you, you don't mean no harm to me.
Yeah,
just going about my business. Nice to see you. You know what I'm saying? Keep it moving. But up here, everybody's just looking down and trying not to look at you. You know what I'm saying?
Do you kind of miss that? Because
I do.
I
would be where I'm from.
I would say even in elevators, dude. It's so
it's
awkward.
Weird, bro. It's so weird, bro.
Everybody just wants to look forward, and I know everybody is caught up in their own lives. Everybody's caught up in their own problems.
Facts.
I get that completely, but whenever you move down to a bigger city, it's everybody should be together, but everybody is living in their own head. Yeah.
That's true.
So small town is everybody does know each other, and
it's really a sense of community for real. And I definitely don't. I'm grateful that I do have friends up here, and I've made plenty of other friends since just come up here to visit Charlotte way before I even moved up here. Mm-hmm. But it definitely is a more sense of community back at home than it is up here, because it's just I don't know. It's just different, man. It's just really different. But
do you think people are more open to talk? In small towns?
For sure. Because, usually in small towns, people have the same exact routine every single day. So, when something new pops up in front of them, it's an opportunity to, something exciting. That's why conversations can be so exciting for, people back in hometown bars that, meet a stranger one day, and then you end up talking to that stranger in the bar for, 8 hours just because it's, it's just a highlight of your day. You met another human being that you've never met before, you know what I'm saying? You don't know this guy from a can of paint, but you're interested in understanding what his lifestyle is and where he came from and who are you know what I'm saying? But it's just not like that up here. But there is areas and different people around here that do get into that, but you have to kind of find them because Charlotte's just so big. But
yeah, and I think even like trying to create friendships here in like in a bigger city, you have to, like, people always like to say like, oh, you have to be of value to me or something that. And
I've heard that a couple times.
like I believe everybody's of value. Like,
Yeah.
like even the minimal conversations.
Yeah.
Like, as human beings, we have to associate with each other. Like, we're always trying to find these meaningful connections.
Yeah.
And I think that even if it's like a minimal part that we can connect on, like it's fun. You said you like started meeting new people like every week. Is that because kind of like how your personality is?
Yeah,
or?
man, bro, for sure. Like, I definitely do not mind talking to people. Like,
Really?
I definitely consider myself like a very animated person. Like in public, like, I'm not gonna lie, for a long time, it definitely took me to really realize like who I actually was, as far as being comfortable with just being like myself and expressing myself how I want to express. Like starting from like, that's why like I like dressing up, because dressing up is like a form of expression for me. Like you can basically see what my attitude is today based off what I have on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like a very
like
chill.
I'm talking to you in a certain way, but it's with clothes. Like it's just, and I think it's just the artistic thing. But like, yeah, bro, I think it definitely has a lot to do with my personality and me being able to talk to people, because that's how my dad was, how my mom is. My mom's very, very friendly. My dad's very, very friendly. My dad's brothers are very, very friendly. They're very goofy, like jokey, laughy people. So like, I never been an introvert. I can say I've never been around introverted people either. So that's why I think I'm so expressive when it comes to certain stuff. So.
But whenever you compare yourself to like a shy person, what do you do differently then? Whenever like you want to strike up a conversation, do you think like, oh, I'm interested in getting to know this person? Do you find a similarity? Like,
for me, I definitely would say humor has been one of the biggest coping mechanisms I've ever used in my life. Like, I use humor for everything. So like, even introducing myself to somebody, I might crack a joke that we obviously both see, you know what I'm saying? And once I get somebody smiling or laughing, like I know I got them cool. Like I can work with this, you know what I'm saying? They're able to, I'm able to have a conversation with these guys, for one, because we already have a like humor. So like, humor is definitely a big thing for me, for sure.
Okay. And whenever you moved down here, like what passions was it that like moved you, like other than just fashion wise?
Well, for sure. I mean, my love, like my absolute love, and I honestly believe is my God-given gift, is like my love for music and being able to, you know, play music because I'm a musician and stuff. And so, but honestly, I grew up in church. That's where my music background comes from. I was introduced to music through church. But like the older I got, the more I knew, and even felt, was just that I was much bigger than just a church musician. Like I feel like my music, because a lot of the stuff I say in my music too, I also felt like it was meant for people to hear, just because like I feel like I make feel good music. Like every song I make has like a meaning behind it that means everything gets better, or you know what I'm saying, you know, just kind of like stay low and grind out, like everything. It's just feel good music, you know, put you in a better mindset. So
whenever you talk about that, like, so you say like you produced make feel good music and you came from a church background, so did you kind of struggle before, like, to put yourself in a good mindset?
Well, no, not really struggle before, but I definitely, like, because music has always been an outlet for me, I feel like, well, why not use it as a way to let everybody know that, like, yeah, we all have different circumstances, but we all eventually experience the same feelings or go through the same type of stuff. It might not be at the same degree, but the same topics. Yes, we all have experienced pain, hurt, loss. We all have had experience, like, you know, not having enough self-esteem, being insecure. Like, these are feelings that everybody's felt before. So when I talk about stuff like that in my music, it's more of just like a way for me to like heal myself and help other people healing at the same time. Because like I said, music's just always been an outlet for me. Like when I get frustrated, calms me down, soothes me down. Like it's just, I don't know. Because I honestly feel like music is a language also. So like, it's not just a sound. Like it's a frequency. It's a feeling. It does something to you and evokes something in you. So yeah, it's just always been a passion of mine. So that's really where that comes from, to be honest with you.
And like you produce everything, like beats and like and write the lyrics.
Yeah, like I write all my stuff, produce all my own music. I do have an engineer. His name's Bryce. He's here in Charlotte. Shout out to Dirty Room Recordings. He's very talented. He's younger than me. I think Bryce is 19, or he might have turned 20 by now.
Oh man.
But yeah, he's very talented. But everything else, yeah, I do myself, and it's just because I feel like if I let somebody else do it for me, then the feeling that I want to get across to people won't be portrayed the right way, because it's something that I feel. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and like you said, it's like frequency. So like
Yeah.
like whenever people hear a song, it's
Yeah.
like you touch them through your words and
Yeah.
like through the intention of the
Yeah.
words. So all that, and I'm pretty surprised though, like how extroverted you are. Because I always have associated like small towns with like you know, like you're a little bit more introverted.
Yeah,
or-
very
or-
shy,
or-
humble people. You know, that's kind of how. That's how a lot of people are, really, or they won't go out their way to seek like attention. And I'm not saying I'm an attention seeker, but I don't mind attention being on me if driven, like if it was gained naturally, like, because I honestly feel like my personality too, like when I'm in public with people, like I definitely don't seek out attention, but just because I like to be authentically myself anywhere I'm at, it just draws people attention, because it's like, well, who's this swell guy over here just cracking jokes and smiling to the top of his teeth and stuff, and it's just like, I'm not seeking attention. It's just who I am. So then I draw people in, because people want a little light in their world, and like definitely one thing I don't know if you're a religious guy or not, but I definitely one thing I pray about at night is like just making sure that like I'm a light in this world, or I'm a light in somebody's dark place. Like at any moment I can be it. Like if I'm at a store and I meet somebody and I crack a joke and they smile, like I contributed a smile to his day. Like that type of stuff matters to me. So if I'm ever in a position where I can make that happen, I don't mind the attention that comes behind it. You know.
No, and I mean, and touching on the part of faith, like I am religious. I think I've always believed it, just because it's been instilled with me, instilled within my family, and then my family have instilled it into me. Has it ever been challenged here in like a bigger city? Because I feel like whenever you go into like bigger city, it's like more ideas. You know, you see towns like LA, like they support different things, which I'm not against, but it's like, do you ever feel like it's being challenged consistently, like on faith? Because I definitely do. I feel like
for sure.
Everybody today, it's like, oh, like if I'm not an atheist, like God is wrong because of this reason, and like, but the thing is that like my faith is part of me, like part of who I am. So if I lose my faith, I'll lose myself as well.
For sure. I definitely agree with you. And one, because like I said, I grew up in church, so like when I can tell you, like, because I was a musician, I can tell you, man, out of 20 years, I might have missed 5 Sundays not playing the drums. Like,
really?
So when I tell you, I was in church. I was really in church, and like, one thing that I really like grew to develop once I moved out here on my own was that like actually having an actual relationship like with God, and like trying to really build on my own faith, because obviously like my mom and dad are both ministers, so I had people to like pray for me and like, you know, make that judgment for me between God, have that conversation for me on my behalf. But like when I got up here by myself, I really had to learn how to like pray on my own and really like discipline myself on my own and try to make that connection with God on my own. So my faith has definitely been challenged, because I mean, obviously everybody battles something, so at times you feel like you might be alone, you know, but that's literally what faith is. Faith is that knowing even when you don't see, you know what I'm saying? The Bible says walk by faith, not by sight, you know. So it's definitely something that you're going to continuously be challenged on, but you really have to just stay fast and just believe what you know. Because I mean, usually something will happen, and then like a couple months down the road, you're like, damn, I really made it through that. Like I was really tripping for no reason. Like I was really cool. Everything's fine now. It doesn't affect me in any type of way. So it's just like you have to really think about the end game and not like actually being in there, you know. I mean, and there's lessons that come with it, with being in there, but you know, that's what you're there for anyways. So.
Do you think your mentality, like on like the way that you think today, was just like formed through church, or like what, like did you read books that influenced you that really changed? And you know how like today there's a lot of podcasts that like you, if you follow a certain philosophy of being a hard man, like then you can achieve this. Like what's your philosophy on like life, like that you would say?
I honestly feel like one thing that really stuck with me as I grew up was my parents always say you reap what you sow. So like even if you're not a religious person, right? Say for you don't believe in any type of God or whatever, you want to consider good energy, bad energy. You reap what you sow is very true on all facets of life. Like whatever you put out into this world will definitely find you in some form of way. So I honestly believe in just genuinely trying to be a good person. Now, there's nobody out here that's perfect. They'll never not fuck up or do anything bad. You know what I'm saying? But if your genuine intentions is to always produce some type of good or be of some type of positivity in any aspect or area you're at, then positivity and some type of good will find you, you know? So that's really like my driving force, to just be a good person. And then alongside with the fact of growing up in church and having those disciplines and stuff being taught to you. And then my honest belief too is, like, as a Christian, like, you know how a lot of Christians now, they're very good at like bashing people and like, you're gay, you're going to hell, you're gonna burn in hell, and like, you had a kid before you got married, you're gonna burn in hell, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like everything's burning hell, fire and brimstone. And is it not true? I'm not saying it because I don't know if it's not true or not, but I know what the disciplines are. But I feel like our honest job on earth here as Christians is to honestly just show people what the love of Christ looks like. We're not here to judge or anything like that. We're just supposed to be here to show the same love that God shows us. You know what I'm saying? And then any vices that those people have is with them and God. That's when their relationship gets connected, and when they start having that relationship with God, then that's when the conviction between God and him or her happens. But that's not our job to do that convicting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I feel about it. It's really, we're just here on earth to show what the love of Christ looks like, being a good person and just putting positivity out and pushing everything forward. So I
mean, question about that on faith. And did you like, because in my culture, I would say, like, in like the Hispanic culture, I see a lot of hypocrisy. Because just that statement, you reap what you sow, right? Like, there's this people, like, in like the Hispanic culture, like, okay, like, oh, I'm reading the Bible, I'm going to church, and like, you're gonna treat me a certain way because I don't follow your religion. Yeah. But at the same time, you're over here cheating on your wife. Yeah. Like, that's really like a lot
of contradictory.
Like hypocrisy. Like, you're gonna tell me that I'm living my life wrong whenever you, like, I'm not judging that person, but I'm just saying, like, are you not?
How like, you pointing the finger? You can't point the finger.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
I definitely agree. Yeah, like that's that was really the same in like black church culture too. Like there's a lot of that also, and like, because for some reason, like, a lot of things with like black church culture is like they're very like gun ho on like titles and being like, oh, I'm the archbishop and I'm like the second minister to the third head trustee, like that type. Like, they're very big on titles and stuff, so really they get so caught up in like the title of whatever they're presented that they forget the humility across all boards of like what your main purpose as a Christian is to be. And so that's why I'm talking about more about the love thing. It's not more so about you convicting people. Yes, you can inform them on how to build a relationship with Christ, you know what I'm saying, but it's not more so about you convicting people. And then you just get really gun-ho on convicting people, and you're forgetting that you have vices too that you have to work out with the Lord. So it's like how you pointing the finger when it should be pointing right back. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something we deal with too in that culture. I would say for sure.
Yeah, because there's another quote too that I like that's kind of like reap what you sow. It's like be tolerant of others, but be strict with yourself. Like we should know that people are gonna make mistakes. Yeah. Like, let's tolerate that, but like, let's also see within ourselves whether we're being strict with ourselves or not. Because at the end of the day, like, I would say that, like, I've fooled myself in a lot of ways too. Like that, I have held myself at a really high level whenever I'm my habits, my actions have been the total contradiction of what I'm preaching. So like I always like. I don't like to advise people because, like, also at the same time, like, people would change at their own time. Like, you can give them the tools, but like, until they decide to change, then they'll make that change.
Like, people in the country say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. You know, that's really the same concept.
Exactly. So like, concepts like that, simple things like that, it's like you can show people, but you can't teach people.
Yeah, you can't teach people.
So
that's up to them. Everybody's gonna have to go through some form of man versus self. You know.
Yeah. So. Do you feel like you faced your hardest point in life, or you feel like your journey has just started? Like, how do you feel like a 22-year-old man? Because like, even today, like I think like we're being bashed with like relationship advice.
Yeah.
Like, have you listened to like podcasts?
Yeah,
and,
I'll be listening to all that stuff.
like
Just
like
listen to how like
red
people
pill,
think.
blue
Yes.
pill,
Yes.
like and like having conversations with people that are open to discussing it. Like, I'm not saying your way of thinking is wrong.
Yeah,
If you're saying that you have to have money and treat women this way, that's your philosophy on life. That's not mine. But like, let's talk about that. Like how do you feel like you're gonna grow up and what you're gonna teach?
Well, coming from like being blessed enough to have like a 2-parent household, like I definitely seen like my father like take care of my mom, but like in the same fashion and form that my dad took care of my mom also took care of my father. So they both brought something to the table that made their relationship work. Now I don't believe in like somebody saying, oh, you have to go 50-50 with your woman, or you have to take care of all the bills, or it's really just kind of whatever dynamic works for you. Because in the same facet that my dad took care of my mom and had it to take care of my mom also had it to take care of him if anything ever happened, because that was their mutual agreement. Like they had each other. So long as you have each other, that's kind of where that finance situation conversation comes in with relationships with me.
Yeah,
it's like, you should have enough to take care of yourself anyways, and I should have enough to take care of myself. And then if we both have that, we both can take care of ourselves, then we can obviously take care of each other as a unit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And once we come together on that, we agree to make that agreement. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like actually seeing like what a good like woman looks like to a man outside of just being their woman, like, you know, actually being there for him mentally, physically, you know, emotionally, spiritually, like being there on all facets of his life rather than just being like, oh, well, I can fuck him good, you know, like, that's a lot of stuff. That's like, and now like at this age, it's a lot of stuff a lot of women like say like, oh, what do you bring to the table? It's like, I mean, I'm gonna make his house a home. How? And they can't tell you how. And it's just, oh, well, I mean, I'm gonna fuck him good and I'm gonna raise his children. Okay, cool. Like, I mean, as a woman, even if you went and got, you know, let's just say a sperm donor, you're still going to take care of the kids. That don't make you a good wife or a good partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, what values are you actually bringing to the table that make you that make somebody want to live life with you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it.
No, and like I feel like my views are like concentrated on like the woman being the best version of herself as am I. Like if I get to a point to where like, okay, like I'm at a higher level but you're still mature, like you're still doing your best, you're still putting out here the best work that you can do, because I feel like women can be like mature and like emotionally, financially, and also how they see life. It like, and again, I think that it's respectable to think that some women just don't want kids, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
like,
Really fine.
but like the dynamic won't work with a man that actually does want a family.
Yeah, it has family values. Yeah.
And I feel like today, like podcasts just like bash or like center women around this circle. Like this is how women are.
Yeah.
And this is how you kind of have to act.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, they're just trying to sell a program or sell
a
mindset. Like, okay, like be part of my posse because I think this way and treat women this way. Whenever, essentially, I feel like faith first of all, like teaches you a lot about the other person too. Like if the woman that you're meeting has like faith, has these values that have grown in like 2-parent household too, that's also super important.
It's very important. Like when I grown up, I didn't realize that either. Like, of course, being a kid, how important it was, but when I started having more adult conversations about upbringing and people's lifestyles, like actually seeing two parents cooperate and raise a family together is actually very rare in a lot of households, and I did not know that. Like, so that's definitely a blessing that I feel like is underrated, that I definitely have for sure.
Like for like you, it was to see, or like
like I'm saying, like it's definitely a blessing. Like I'm realizing how much of a blessing it was now to the fact that I had a 2-parent household, because a lot of people didn't have that option. I mean, obviously, like a lot of people tend not to grow up with fathers or whatever, or like some people tend not to grow up with mothers, but the fact that there is actually that few of people that actually have like a operating 2-parent household. Now you have parents that like, they were together, they got divorced, and they still raise their kids together, cool, fine, but like an actual like family, you know, structure, like a mom, a father, 2 sons, or a mama, father, a boy and a girl, mama, father, you know, offspring. But like I actually got to see that, like an actual household be structured. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's an underrated blessing, you know.
And don't you feel like because you saw that you want to mimic that again?
Exactly. Like I definitely take up at. I feel like I really take up after my father. Like he was really showing me like the real example of how it is to be a man and like how to make sacrifices as a man and how to protect your family as a man, and how to protect your woman, how to what values to instill in your kids and stuff like that.
What type of sacrifices was taught to you, like for your dad? Like give me a pointer.
For one, I would say for sure. After my parents, so my parents had their own business for 16 years, where they did like home health agencies, like group homes and stuff. And so, like, I watched my family like make like $600K in 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watched them be entrepreneurs. So, and but after that, after they had stopped doing the business after like so many years, like obviously my father was he's a musician. That's kind of where I got that from. Whatever.
Oh,
like,
okay.
He gets paid to be a musician, but like obviously that's not enough to take care of a household. You know, so I watched him use his skills that he gained growing up, as far as like lawn care business and stuff concerned, and make a business out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like put some structure behind it, put some discipline behind it, and actually like make money, make some growth out of a skill that he knew. So sacrifice is like just having to do what you have to do to get what needs to be done. Like this type of stuff I learned early on, or like sacrificing temporary happiness for long-term happiness. You know. Like I would say here recently, like one way I've applied that for sure is like I said, watching them grow up with their own business stuff. Like I had an entrepreneur mindset, so like I don't like working for people at all. Like it makes my skin itch when I have to work for people.
Yeah.
But
you're humble enough to do it.
But I'm humble enough to do it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll sacrifice that feeling of pride to get what needs to be done. And then, like, because, I mean, it's not about the short game anyways. You're in it for the long run. So if this is something I have to do now as a stepping stone, like, because now I recently picked up another job. So I work 2 jobs, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I'm not doing it because I want to do it, but I'm doing it because I know it's something that could help me get to that next level that I want to get to anyway. So, like, just making small sacrifices like that. Like, sacrifices like losing sleep because like you want to better your body. Like even if you out late one night and you know that you work out in the morning, or that's gonna be the only time that you have to work out, you got to make that sacrifice to like get your ass up and go work out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like just little stuff like that to really make your lifestyle better. There's a lot of stuff that I would like learn from my father for real.
And I would go as far as to say, like, yeah, it's important to have a 2-parent household, but I think also the value that both parents have, because like in my group of friends, I've seen like, okay, 2-parent households are common, but the thing is that there's no dynamic between a mother and father.
Yeah.
And I feel like the father too also kind of has to be a genius to raise his kids. Yeah. Like that's why, like I would say, like being a man or being a father, first of all, it's a huge responsibility. Yeah. Today, like they make fun of like, oh, you're a single baby mama. Yeah. Like, and to me, I'm like, dude, like, where is the value of the man that actually because it was conceived together, like a woman and a male. And so I'm like, okay, so like first of all, men don't have any responsibility. Like I've seen my friends grow up in 2-parent households, but their fathers don't do stuff for them. Like so that's why they're different from me, because like in my case, it's like my father's always like, okay, you're gonna wake up early. I wake up early. Like he actually shows you things through leading you. Not just like saying like, hey, you're gonna do this. And so that way I take that in and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna teach my kids also through being a leader. But I'm gonna have to sacrifice a lot of these years to try to learn it, like discipline myself like these years so I can actually be a good stand-up father figure. For sure.
Like and that just goes to show that like nothing you do is actually like really for just yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff you're doing now is or the habits you build now, and then the relationships you make now, and the things you decide to embark on now is going to affect you like when we're in our late 30s, early 40s and stuff, and you're raising your children and stuff. Like the disciplines that you instilled in yourself are stuff that's going to be taught. It's going to be handed down, even like literally handed down through your genes. Like you pick up traits through your genes, like literally. So it's like having that realization that you make these disciplines a part of your life now so that they can be passed down through your generation is very, very important. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing I know for sure that like my father broke for his family was actually being like a father and like really constructing a family, an actual household, because his father wasn't in his life. Like he had a stepfather, but like the family was already broken because the actual biological father wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? So like
And that's that's even more amazing to say, and given more, like, we should give more props to fathers like that, because like they don't follow the step of like, oh, like if my father was like that, I'm gonna be absent too.
He broke the mold, you know what I'm saying? He broke the mold. Like, so that's one thing I definitely believe that he generationally broke within his family for us, because like I said, I seen it, so I know that's something I want. I wouldn't want to take that. The feeling I have for my father, I wouldn't want to take that away from what my kid would be able to feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would love for him to feel the same feeling I felt towards my father, like actually admiring another man and wanting to be like him. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
Like, because that's really, like, a lot of people don't have that role model to look up to growing up. You know what I'm saying? So they turn to other stuff, and that's a whole different conversation. You know, but that's how a lot of stuff gets started, because they never really had that level of admiration for anybody, or like had anybody to give them disciplines and like teach them morals and values and stuff. So yeah, I'm very, very thankful for my father, really.
Do you find yourself like thinking about the family that you're gonna have, if you think about like the actions that you're doing now, like are gonna?
Yeah, for sure. Like, for one, I know, like, the fact that I really consider myself a creative, and like that I like fashion. I like expressing myself through fashion. I like expressing myself through music. I like expressing myself through photography. Like, I know for sure when I have kids, I really want them to go to like a school of the arts, just so they can, like, because me personally, I feel like it's much more important to cater to your passion rather than to whatever curriculum is prompted in front of you. Not saying that you don't have stuff that you need to learn, because you really do, but like, your passion is what really lines up with your life purpose anyways. So I'd rather you cater towards upgrading that skill or become more familiar with what your actual passion is, rather than you sitting in class learning what Pythagorean theorem is and you're not even going to use it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I definitely know I want that for my kids. And then the same thing with like me being an athlete growing up too, like just instilling discipline as far as like working on your craft and stuff, and actually like putting time in to get better at something. If you want to do something, like me and my friend was really talking about it last night, like whatever my kid tells me you want to do or she wants to do, like long as you're being the best version at it, like that's how I feel. That's the type of support level I'm gonna have for my kids. So that's how I feel about it, you know.
Like if they chose like whatever sport they choose.
Like if my son comes up to me and he's like, Dad, I want to be a figure skater. I'm like, bro, hey man, that's kind of tough. You got really have to be an athlete anyways to be a figure skater. I'm like, okay, if this is what you really want to do, we're gonna train, we're gonna get good at it, and if you're showing me that like you have a will to get better at this, and it's something that you're very passionate about, then we're gonna go gun hold on it. You know what I'm saying? So
and you know something, I find myself thinking about it, like just like you, I'm like, how much time am I gonna, like, what can I create so I can actually have that time?
Exactly. Like not being, I like, oh my God, that's so scary for me. Like one of my biggest fears in life really is like really getting trapped in that 9-to-5 lifestyle. Like, because once you get trapped in that lifestyle, you really sacrifice so much of your own time and so much of your own ideologies and ideas that you really don't have time to express yourself or help develop your kids really in the way that they want to be developed, because you're donating yourself to something that's not even benefiting you, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, yes, I definitely want to plan on creating a lifestyle where I'm not hassled by anybody, or there's not a demand of me that I don't feel free giving, like that I don't have a problem giving out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I mean, and I think that those people that like can practice their passions are very fortunate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know that Western culture like has that like slave mindset of like working. Because you can make money. You can, but like it's like at the end, how fulfilling is it gonna be? Yeah. Like, if you grow up and you're not in your kid's life, and yeah, you gave him every resource that you could offer him, but if you weren't there for him, something in that kid's life is gonna be missing. And that, for me as a father, I'm like, I mean, not a father already, but like a future father, I'm like, what can I do to actually be a good dad? Because again, going back to our dad, just like being a dad or like training us the way that they have grown us up, it's fucking hard.
Yeah, it's hard. I know for a fact it's, and like for example, I said like for my father, I know for a fact it was hard for him because he technically didn't have that example. So he was out here winging it. I mean, he was fortunate to have like an uncle that kind of like served as a father figure for him, you know what I'm saying? But still, it's not like actually having a father, you know what I'm saying? Seeing the guys the penis that you came out of, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the guy that made you, you know what I'm saying? It's different when you have that aspect of life, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's hard being a father, I know it for sure, but that's why it's like I commend my dad so much for the man he's been, the man he's become, and then the man he's also taught me to be and my little brother to be. So
yeah, and I feel like, for example, like my dad, he's like never took it for granted that I had to respect him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he made me respect him because of his actions, because of what he did, and I'm like, okay, like I can respect this man. Not, like I don't have to, but
he showed me that he's respect worthy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure.
And like even going back to like the relationship part, like on dating women too, like I've found that out that you have to kind of like also measure that, because like sometimes women come from like a broken household. And they're gonna require more of you, to deplete you in a certain way, and it's like, at the end, it's gonna also affect your children.
Yeah, very much so.
Like whether
choosing a woman that you decide to be involved with is very, very important, because, like I said earlier, like you really pass stuff down through your genes. Like your DNA holds so much. One drop of blood holds so much. So many, I don't know, terabytes of memory, you know what I'm saying? So like you're literally genetically passing stuff down to whatever offspring you make. So making those decisions when it comes to like who your partner should be, and you know what I'm saying, all that stuff is very, very important. It's very, very important.
Did you date a lot what's Rayford?
High school, not really. No, like I was very much a lover boy, so I only had like 2 girlfriends in high school.
You're a lover boy?
Yeah, I had 2 girlfriends in high school, and then the last one was obviously my high school sweetheart, but we're not together no more.
Whenever you say lover boy, what do you mean? Like
I just like felt like I needed to be in a relationship. Like I really didn't believe in like having hoes and stuff like that, like, as being young. Because like I said, like I mean, just watching my dad, like obviously he wasn't like a player or anything. Like he only stuck with my mom. So like all I seen was like relationship, love. Like you find you a good woman and you try to keep a good woman, you know? So like,
but is that fulfilling to you though?
It is, like, and especially like I honestly feel like, especially when you have the right woman that really like caters to your love language and cares about you, because like it's a difference between having like a woman that looks real good, you know what I'm saying, sexy, whatever, nice body, all that good stuff, and like obviously y'all have good sex or whatever, but like it's different when you have that and she cares about your mental, and she wants to make sure that you're eating, and she wants to make sure that like, you know, you're just healthy in all facets of your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And that's why I say like watching my mom, because I seen that from a woman with my mom. Like I obviously would love to meet a woman like that has those same qualities, that actually like want to be like a man's woman, not like in a possessive way, but in like a connection way, you know what I'm saying? So,
dude, I mean, that's dope though, that you think about it, and I feel like the more you think about it, the more you're gonna actually manifest it into your life.
I would love that, bro. I really would.
Because here, like also Charlotte dating, it's like you'll find out that it's a big city, but
yeah, a lot of these women out here are not it. They're like they're really not it. Like when I say like before I even really moved down here, I was already up here, like obviously seeing my friends and stuff, visiting them, whatever. And like, I mean, you know, doing what I do, meeting people I meet or whatever, like you really realize like, dang, a lot of these women are really just pretty faces and like pretty bodies, like, but they really don't have no substance on the inside, you know what I'm saying? So
and I feel like, okay, like you said lover boy, and that kind of touched the tone with me, because like I feel like when I meet a woman, like I like to court them. Like, yeah. Like I actually like to see like, hey, let's have meaningful conversations. Yeah. Like
I really believe like a good first date for me, really, like I easily can go get shakes and we like just go to the lake or whatever and like talk, you know what I'm saying? Because like obviously I want to know like what's on the inside of you. Like we see obviously, okay, you're fine as fuck, like we see that, like you look good, your lips look good, you got a nice body, like we see this, but like what else is there to you outside of just this like external shell that you're showing me right now, you know what I'm saying? So that type of stuff matters to me. Like good conversation, like I need to figure out how your brain operates and like what do you think about, what do you value, what are some of your morals, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think you've always been like open-minded, like in that aspect, like emotionally intelligent?
Yeah, I definitely think so, because I know for a fact, like, and what you was talking about earlier about like parents serving different, you know, purposes for a kid's development, like my mom definitely helped me learn how to like be in touch with the more sensitive side or more of my emotions, and how to like, you know, control my emotions and like,
Yeah, because we've been talking about
Hannah,
fathers, but mother, yeah.
She definitely taught me how to like control my emotions and like understand what it means and why certain feelings feel certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
So that was definitely something that I got at an early age, which contributed to the type of person I am, and like why I have these conversations and like why I do that when it comes to women, because like that type of stuff matters also. Like, because you can like we were talking earlier, you can have all the money in the world, but like if you're not happy internally, then you'll never, you know what I'm saying, you'll never be, nothing will ever suffice for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely learned that part very, very early.
Yeah, like I know that for sure. My mom taught me how to listen, because like I feel like as men we're always trying to impose like our ideas, but like I had to take a step back and like sometimes my mom will rant, but she doesn't necessarily like want a solution. She just wants
somebody to hear her. That's it.
Yeah, and like
wants to be heard.
And like on relationships too, like I've seen that that's like a huge component. Like, can you listen to me? Like, I don't necessarily want you to fix anything, but like, can you just be emotionally?
Can you hear me? Do you hear me? Like, do you understand where I'm coming from?
Do you think women here are like different though, because of like the values or what they see like every day?
Like, you mean like in a city?
Yeah,
no, for sure. Like, I mean,
because like okay, like here, yeah, you're constantly flashed by luxury cars, like
exactly, yeah.
Like,
so like and people are attracted to what they see. You know what I'm saying? And like, if that's what a woman sees 24/7, and like, let's just say like I put myself in a humble place right now and say like, I'm a guy from the country that just moved here recently. I'm not flashy or nothing like that. I'm not walking around here driving a Benz S550 or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, I try to court this woman, but she not really seeing the value that I have to bring because of the external experience, the external perspective of like, oh, he not a big baller or nothing like that, or I'm just not flashy like that. So she wouldn't be attracted to a man like me because that's not what she sees on a daily basis. Like, the type of high value man that she sees is the man driving the
I hate that word,
Porsche GT3, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like they would think, oh no, that's the man I need, when it's really not. It's the humble guy driving the classic pickup truck, you know what I'm saying, that is valued at way more than what you're physically seeing in the material assets, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, they definitely think differently. Like, but there is women out here too that understand like when they actually do come across a good guy, and it's not just about materialistic things. So
okay, yeah,
you just kind of have to weed them out. It's like finding a needle in a haystack sometimes. It really is.
Yeah, because not to say that we're rare or anything, but I feel like there's some men that just like will say like, okay, like, no, I'm not a lover boy. Like, I actually like having hoes and stuff like that.
There's and like, honestly, be honest with you, I respect it. Like, if that's what your take is on your life right now, this moment, I respect it, bro. Like, I mean, because at the end of the day, I feel like, not saying that if you admit it, it makes you right, but as a man, if you can take accountability for anything you do, and like you stand on what you say, you're a man of your word, then you're really not a bad guy in my book. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're just outright doing like crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? But like, if you as a man have that accountability and know that like, know you're right from wrong, and you know what you're doing, and you're not just oblivious and ignorance is bliss, then hey man, do you? I mean, as a man, that's what you're here for anyways. Make your own path, do what you want to do, set your own happiness. So that's how I look at it, man. That's really how I look at it, man.
Did you start your fitness journey while you were here, or like, do you think it comes from all the way right first?
Man, no, it definitely happened when I was back at home before I moved here. This was about maybe going on 3.5 years ago, bro. I used to be fat. Like, I was actually a chubby guy. Yeah, bro. I was very chubby, and like I said, I was very insecure and stuff when I was younger. Like, friends would take off their shirts at the pool, and like, I definitely have my shirt still on and stuff. And, like, just little small stuff like that. And then eventually, bro, like, at one point in my life, like 3.5 years ago, bro, I just kind of got tired of just being insecure, and I was like, bro, like, I want to look good. Like, I want to be comfortable in my own body. Yeah. And I was already an athlete. Like, I've always played sports, but like, I just never like really took the physique side of it very, very serious. Like, and making sure that like I look just as good as like I can perform. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, decided to just go ahead and make that change in my life. And like, once you like, I tell anybody really, like, when it comes to fitness, once you get fed up or like you really feel like you ready to make change, you'll make the change. Because majority of the battle is actually just doing it, like actually showing up to the gym. Because once you get there, even if you get to the gym and you just like fuck around, you're still in there doing something. You know what I'm saying? So like eventually enough consistency of just making it there and showing up will invoke you to like, you know, want to progress in the skill and like tune and fine tune and craft your way through it and get better and upgrade yourself. So that's kind of just what happened to me, man. Just got in there, ended up catching a bug, and then like I just been really on my fitness tilt for a very long time now.
Like, are you like a morning workout person or like an afternoon workout person?
I very much like that after 5 time.
Okay.
Like, after like, you know, obviously just getting older and different jobs and having different schedules, I'm one of them people where like wherever, anytime I can fit it in, I'll just try to fit it in. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Like if it has to be that morning, that day, then it just has to be that morning. If it's the evening, it's gonna be the evening. If it's 8:30 at night, then it's gonna be 8:30 at night. As long as I'm actually doing it, like actually just still showing up, that's all that matters to me. As long as you're being consistent, like that's kind of how I feel about it, man. So, because I know consistency was like the biggest thing, and like when I started working out, really developing like just a discipline to just show up, you know, like because like I said, you just show up, man. You've already done 80% of what it is. The 20% is actually just doing something once you get there. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. No, and I feel like it's good just to like start that journey just for like on a mental perspective too, like because like it's not only like on physically how you feel, it's like also like internally, mentally, like it.
Working out definitely makes me less reactive to stuff, like because the tension or whatever that's built up in you obviously you're using muscle and stuff, that's tension, you're releasing tension to work out or whatever. So like it makes me less reactive to things because there's nothing built up inside of me. Everything has been released, you know what I'm saying? So and it's just a form it's definitely a form of therapy for me. Like a lot of people are like, oh, you're just a meathead saying that, you know what I'm saying? Musclehead, you know. It's not about being a musclehead. It's really like a form of release, really. It's really like a form of therapy. Like anything that requires you to break yourself, to improve yourself, is a form of therapy. You're shedding off whatever that negativity is to improving yourself. So that's just how I look at weightlifting and like just being in the gym. And then it just also becoming consistent with it. Also just it helps you work on your discipline. It gives you a level of discipline that you can make the decision to show up every day, you know what I'm saying, and apply yourself to something, you know. After
you kind of left, like, you not being fat, like, did you feel like you started to gain more confidence? Like,
oh, for sure. Definitely for sure.
So you weren't that confident? I
really wasn't. Like, I've always, like, obviously my parents, like, not my parents, but like my mom, aunties, and all that stuff, and, like, I was able to get girls, but, like, I still just wasn't comfortable with myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, actually, like, thinking that I look good. Like, people tell me I look good. Like, obviously you start blushing and stuff. Like, nah, you know, I just, you know, that kind of thing. But like, when I lost weight and I was able to like really gain confidence in myself, really, it was really like when my confidence really boosted up for real. And it definitely changed because, like, I mean, obviously, like, more women started talking to me too because obviously, like, I was a guy that had worked on my appearance. Like, you know what I'm saying? I worked on improving the way I look. So it definitely came with it. And it's something that I'm still like trying to get used to now because, like, when I say like this was after high school, so for 19 years of my life, like, I wasn't used to being like attractive basically to people. It's like you really, like, for a long time you really just like, you know, I guess I'm just an average looking guy, but like when I did that weight loss journey and I started to become attractive, it was very different. Like, and I'm still getting used to it now. Like, I don't know, it's just sometimes it feels weird, like when like a woman's like, oh, you look good, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, shit, really? Like, like really? That's crazy.
And you know, I always talk to this about like with like my old some of the old people in high school. It's kind of like whenever you didn't have the glow up, like, you know how people have a glow up from middle school to high school. Like but
I think it's a good thing, like, because you didn't peak early. Like, you really let it like build for real. So like that's why I really can't wait for like to have my first like high school reunion, because like, I really can't wait to see how everybody's like grown into their own person. Like, because I know for a fact, like, if younger me would see me now, like, he would think I'm so cool, and like, not because like I'm perfect or anything, just because like I'm what that younger person really wanted to be, like, just comfortable in myself, like, just being Jarvis, you know what I'm saying? So,
dude, and me too, like, I think we come from almost like the same like mind space. Like I didn't peak in high school. I was like never the attractive dude or anything. So just like you said, whenever someone comes up to tell you now, he's like, damn, you're actually cute. Like, really?
Like really? Like, oh shit,
Jesus,
I appreciate it.
Like, you don't even believe it, but like, I feel like, okay, like now you've had your glow up, like
Mm-hmm.
even after that. So it's like, how far can I take it?
And I'm glad you said like, bro. I honestly feel like I'm really just getting started with like really becoming into my own man. Like I get the concept of becoming into my own man, so now I'm like trying to become my own man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've already identified. It's really like I've already identified who I really am. Now it's just more so like actually living it through and like applying myself in that realm and like being comfortable doing stuff that I know I'm comfortable doing and like really working on stuff that I know I care about and really like just like, for example, like just fashion stuff, like putting more time into that and like making content around that and like with my music and stuff, just being more intentional with my music and like disciplining myself to work on my craft and stuff like that and using any opportunity possible to just create, like being in a creative space. I love just being in creative spaces, man. And that's one reason why like I really appreciate you for inviting me here, man, because like I've been telling a lot of people, man, I really want to like get on the podcast or whatever, and then you ended up hitting me out of the blue. So it's just
Really?
like, that's cool, man.
You
like,
manifested it.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like that's really
crazy.
Cool, bro. I definitely would love to do some more of this.
No, definitely. Like, and I feel like I said, like I love a creative space. Like me, I think I'm more attracted to like literature.
Yeah.
Like I love like reading any type of random books, not necessarily fantasy. Like I like writing my own poems. I like writing my own like stories. I like logging a lot. So like I always appreciate artists just because like they're always so open like to creativity part and even on the fashion part too. Like for me, I think like I'm very versatile because like I'll wear a suit like because I just love styling suits. But to wear at the same time streetwear is like fucking dope too.
Right,
like,
it's actually very cool that you have both aspects really, because like for me, like for example, growing up in church, like you had to look somewhat type of nice in a formal way, so that's why I learned how to do like the whole little suit thing and like learning how to just place different blazers together and different textures and materials and like what difference between like something being pleated and being trouser, like that type of stuff. I love that type of stuff. And then the fact that I do have the streetwear side too, and that's why I think like a lot of the reason like how I dress too is affected is because like I said, like for one thing, I never like to be like everybody else. So when it comes to fashion, like I always try to like look my own certain way, and I try to like bridge gaps. So like you see now, like I have on like a pair of like sweated trousers, some loafers, and like a heavy Carhartt sweet jacket, like a streetwear jacket. But like it's just like bridging that gap and like creating something new. So like the way I like to dress, I like to call it like street casual, basically. Like, just bridging that gap and making something look good. So.
Are you like a big thrifter, or do you buy like from brands? Like,
bro, I've been thrifting for about, how old am I, 22? Definitely started in high school. Probably like when I turned 17, probably was when I very first started really getting into the thrift. And then like when my friend went to college and he was at Winston-Salem had a lot of thrift spots. So like when I would go see him, we would just go thrift all the time, bro. But yeah, man, thrifting is where it's at, because like it's one of the things, like I said, I don't like to look like everybody. So when you find something, you find like a one-off piece, and like that shirt probably is nowhere near you. It's probably like another 5 states over in like Montana or something. You know what I'm saying? Because like they just don't make them. It's not like a retail shirt. So like that's why I like stuff like that. But the older I get though, I am starting to understand what it's like to like actually buy from name brand places, but like because you pay for what you get. Like this jacket I on now is like from J. Crew, and like at I worked there, so I got a discount or whatever, but like the price of this jacket was like $325. So it's just like you pay for the type of garments you get also. But like that's the cool thing about fashion too. Just because it has some like number currency value behind it doesn't mean that like, oh, it's nice. I hate when people like put on like Amiri jeans and Amiri shirt and then like some Balenciagas, like, yeah, I'm fly today. Like, no, you're not fly. You just got on a very expensive outfit. Like, it don't make it look good.
And I mean, like it's cool, you know, to see. But again, like I think about it at a really basic level. Like, let's say Amiri was marketed in Ross or whatever store,
like TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx, yeah. Let's just say that was there.
Yeah.
If it weren't for the marketing, that Amiri shirt or that Louis Vuitton shirt or that Louis Vuitton pair of shoes, which are horrible, they're ugly, would be worth 80-90% less.
Yeah, it would.
Like I just look at marketing, dude. Like from a marketing perspective, they'll put LeBron James in a Louis Vuitton bag,
and the value goes up.
They say $1 million. I'm like,
because I mean, that's just that's very much like one of them, like, I hate to use the term, but like monkey see, monkey do concepts. Like if if you put value behind something, you make people believe that there's value behind it, then obviously this law of attraction, you're gonna make people want that product. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but like I said, it don't make it like. The brand doesn't make the clothing. It's really how you like wear it yourself. Cause like you can get fly going to Walmart if you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Heck
like, you can get fly with stuff from Walmart.
What brand do they say? I think they sell Saint Bay Johns or something.
Saint Bay John. I don't think I've heard that.
It's because I used to shop at Walmart before, so like I used to know it, and they used to sell the little starter too.
I know the starter.
Yeah,
I know the starter for sure. I know, like, bro, I used to get
O'Neal, I think, is
my
also
dress clothes from there. My old dress shirts, because they used to sell the George joints, like the
George, yeah.
I gotta just get some good starch, man, and starch the shirt real good. That shirt's crispy. It's a crispy dress shirt, like,
yeah.
But yeah, man. So it's really just how you wear it, bro. How you carry yourself, the confidence and all that stuff.
You know, you should do like fashion hacks.
Yeah, no, like that's literally, and that's the type of content. Like when I say like being more like intentional with doing the fashion stuff, that's the type of content I want to get more involved in, like and actually doing it. So yeah, man, for sure.
No, and I definitely am glad I got to like talk to you and like just I mean like you can hit me up for whatever.
Yeah,
like,
bro, I appreciate it, bro.
Like just a creative space. Like I said, I really like your fit today, and the
bro.
fact that you know what a pleated pair of pants versus like
you know what I'm saying. That's
people don't know that.
They don't like it's
and that's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. But like, there definitely is a different level of understanding. Like when you like, say for instance, like when you actually enjoy doing something, and we're just doing something because it's like a trend. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, like with the whole like just designer clothes or whatever thing. Like just because it's designer doesn't mean it looks good or like that it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fly whatever. Like enjoy what you bought because you deserve to have it. You know what I'm saying? But like if you're really considering yourself like involved in fashion, like knowing like what the name of a garment is like that shows a different level of like, you know, intelligence when it comes to a certain topic, you know what I'm saying? So like understanding what pleated is and understanding what a cashmere fabric feels like between like a wool fabric
or the color wheel of fashion.
Yeah, like and cause bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, like obviously for a very long time, like I'm just like, yeah, that's blue, red, black, yellow, green. And then you got stuff like indigo and ivory and floral, and like you start to learn different stuff. Like,
really,
the more you educate yourself about like there's so many more colors than just them plain 6 colors we learned growing up in school. You know what I'm saying? So
and my brother taught me a lot about the fashion part, like the color wheel or like weather tag.
Yeah,
like I'm like, dude, what the heck?
Yeah.
But it's actually good that you're gonna put out that content because it's like you actually know it, like. And like even if you don't know it completely, like you're still learning.
Yeah,
but
you still learn. You should educate yourself, bro. That's really all it is.
Because like pleated pants, I know are gonna come back. Like people haven't worn them that much, but I know they're gonna come back.
Bro, that's what everything in history, like especially with fashion, really does. It just recycles all over again. Like they were wearing like the Clarks, the Wallabies, and stuff like that. Like they were wearing that when my dad and them was coming up. Like when I remember when I was in middle school and Polo made another return again. Everybody had on Polo shirts with the regular collar Polo shirts and like the beef and broccoli Polo boots. Like everything just replays all over again. You know what I'm saying? So like people wearing crop tees is coming back in. That was an 80s thing. Like just a plain white crop tee. Like that was what they did in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So everything just revolves.
Or like that snapback era. I think
Snapback,
Twitter was saying that snapback era was gonna come back. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't.
Me personally, I'm not a fan of the snapback. Well, I mean, this is a snapback, but like I like trucker style.
Yeah, like the flat.
I love a good trucker style. I will never turn one down. But that's why I like thrifting, because like thrifting you get more like trucker style hats. But I mean, there's name brand stores that have good ones for sure. Paxton has great hats. Like,
have you shopped Von Dutch?
I haven't shopped, but I know about them. Their hats are low-key expensive. I didn't know that. Like
about Von Dutch?
Yeah.
No, dude, but that's the thing, that when something becomes popular,
because they weren't before.
Yeah, they weren't before. Because I used to buy Von Dutch before. It used to be $25 hats, and now they're $80.
Yeah. A perfect example of that is like literally New Balance. Like nobody wanted a pair of New Balances, bro.
Like 5 years ago,
New Balances at most might have been $98, bro. Like now,
and you're putting it on the expensive spectrum.
You know what I'm saying? Like now they're like, an average pair of New Balances is gonna run you like $135, $140. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but that's because that's what's popping right now, supply and demand. Like,
dude, we gotta do another episode on just fashion.
Yeah,
you speak into my soul, and I know that if you were to talk to my brother, bro, that man will go on a tandem, like
that's what's up, bro.
Dude, because like I don't know, fashion again, it's like part of like your personality, like how you express yourself to the world, and you know that thing of like everything becomes recycled, like. Everything they used to wear back then, it's gonna come back, and then like that. Like they say that nothing is ever like a new idea.
Yeah,
like,
no, it really isn't. It revolves. It comes from some type of source. It revolves from somewhere. I mean, there are instances where like people really do have genuine raw intuitions about new ideas, but majority of the time there's some type of blueprint that we're pulling ideas from, or some type of inspiration. So nothing. I mean, everything is revolving. Like it revolves from somewhere, comes from somewhere, recycles through somewhere, and comes back. Like
yeah, dude, it's crazy. But like I'm glad to know that like I said, like it's just so intriguing that like you've just been like into it for so long that like you know the difference.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's really just like I said, when you become passionate about something, you you cater to something, you gravitate to learning more about it. You want to educate yourself more about it, and so like
yeah, for sure,
just getting more involved with it, bro. That's just it's gonna happen genuinely and naturally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Yeah, bro, I appreciate you, man.
I think we had a good, pretty conversation revolving around different things. Again, like I said, like the idea wasn't necessarily to like get like an objective like point going. It's just like really having a conversation.
Yeah, for sure,
like,
man.
I'm gonna create some clips out of it, and you know we're gonna have fun with it.
I appreciate you for having me, bro. Like I really do, man. Like I said, I always wanted to kind of get on here and do this. I definitely look forward to some more opportunities. Maybe come by, stop by again, bro. So
no, yeah, for sure, bro.
Man, just hit me up, man, for sure.
Yeah, no, and Jarvis, I'll have your Instagram down on the link below in the description so that they can contact you. Because have you produced any beats recently?
Yeah, like, bro. So it was crazy. This is a little small story before we leave, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
so
go ahead.
like recently, bro, like I made a lot of music. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously, like I said, growing up, sacrifices, all that good stuff. I've had to sell equipment before, so like when I did, I saved all my music on my phone, or whatever. One day, phone just deleted everything, but it left one song that I created. Like I didn't like actually record it yet, but like the track, the production of it, and like it's kind of ironic because that's the song that's like so much prevalent in my life right now, and I feel like a lot of other people's life. And it's just basically about like growing up right now, finances, like growing your own life and evolving into the person that you're meant to be. So like I really can't wait to release that song.
I bet, yeah. Let me know.
Here recently, man, I've just been making a lot of music, bro. So it's definitely back sparking again, bro. So I'm about to drop.
And I think it'd be a good idea to put your own music on top of your reels that you make.
Man.
So
for sure.
Because like I said, if it isn't the music necessarily, like people are still publicizing it if they were to reshare that like fashion video. Because like you know what you're talking about. So I
appreciate
you.
Man.
I fuck with it. Jarvis, again, thank you for coming on the podcast, guys. If you stayed this long, thank you guys for tuning in again. Like make sure you guys hit the comment section and let me know what type of content you guys are looking for. Jarvis, I hope to have another conversation with you, man.
Bro. Yeah, man.
All right, guys. I'll check you guys out on the next one.